Hey you guys, happy Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. If you guys are watching the replay, always let me know in the comments with #replay. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe right here at this button and give me a thumbs up if you guys find any sort of value in this video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the most exciting thing about LinkedIn. I think this is the most exciting thing about any social media network, which is how to go viral on LinkedIn, how to create a trending post in the LinkedIn hashtag search. Today I'm going to give you guys 4 success tips on how to go trending on LinkedIn, because let's be real, who doesn't want to go viral, right? Who doesn't want to go viral on YouTube? Who doesn't want to go viral on Instagram? And who doesn't want to go viral on LinkedIn? Now, if you've been living under a rock, if you don't know lately, LinkedIn is the hottest platform for engagement, for ROI with the content that you push out on a social media platform. The organic reach is to our advantage. So if you haven't watched my video from before, I'll link that up here on YouTube on the Instagram organic reach being dead, meaning this: your Instagram organic reach is not to your advantage. So the content you push out there, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time on that platform or invest in paid advertising in order to see any traction back on your Instagram posts, because 3% of your following is seeing your content on Instagram and Facebook. So what platform can you be on right now where you can get business, push out valuable content, create those amazing business relationships so you can grow and scale your business on social media? LinkedIn. People go to LinkedIn for business. And if you're on this channel on YouTube, if you're inside my social media marketing Facebook group, this is for entrepreneurs. This is for corporation CEOs on how to stand out on social media to scale your business online. So today I want to talk about how you guys can go viral on LinkedIn. Now, before this video, okay, I did a video. If you're in my Facebook group, it was the last live stream that I did. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to leave that link here right now. It's LinkedIn marketing for beginners. Now you're going to have to watch that video before you watch this one, because the problem is if you're just starting on LinkedIn and you're like, I just watched Kylie's video, I'm going to go viral with 1 follower. You're probably not going to, okay? And that's not me. That's just me like keeping it real, okay? So go back and watch that video, because I give you guys, I think it was 5 steps on how to set up your LinkedIn profile for success. And those are the steps that work for me. And it was a great video. I got a lot of feedback on it. So make sure that you guys go back and watch that video. You can still watch this now if you're watching live, but make sure you go back and watch that video, because it's so super important to always nail down the basics and the foundation before you worry about going viral. So let's talk about a little bit about LinkedIn and how it kind of works. So LinkedIn is a time-sensitive platform, but the algorithm is to our advantage. So what does that mean? That means when you go on LinkedIn, you can still see posts from like a week ago, which is crazy, okay? That's like unheard of on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram and Facebook, you see ones from like maybe max 3 hours ago, and that's it, right? And then your post dies very, very, very quickly in the Instagram and Facebook algorithm. So on LinkedIn, when you post, it actually kind of stays there for right now. In February 2020, right now, the algorithm is to our advantage. So if you haven't hopped on LinkedIn yet, like I said, go back and watch my LinkedIn marketing for beginners. I was gonna say book training, and then come back to this video. So about every time now, I think I have about 3,300 followers on LinkedIn, and almost every time I post, my post gets in the trending hashtag search. So what that means, it's very similar to Instagram. So you know how there's like an explore page and you see posts there and it's like the trending post, but then you can go into a hashtag and you can see the top post or you can see the most recent post. So trending means it's in the top section, okay? So why would you want your post to be trending on LinkedIn? Because obviously we want the max amount of people seeing our posts when we post, right? Which is why hashtags are so important. So that's like one of the tips that I'm gonna get into. So enough rambling, I'm gonna begin, okay? So if you guys are watching live and you have any questions, always let me know in the comments, whether you're watching now, replay, or on YouTube. So the first tip that I have for you guys is that you need to commit to posting to LinkedIn in order to go viral. This goes for any social media platform. If you think you can just post once a week and then you have a viral post, yes, that could happen. That could happen on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, but the chances of that happening are slim to none, okay? I never say never, but like the chances of it happening are slim to none. So commit to posting valuable content every single day. I'm not going to go in depth with that because that's in my LinkedIn Marketing for Beginners video, but I always feel like I have to say that because if you feel like you can just start on LinkedIn and have all of your posts go trending, you're probably not going to see that result that you're expecting because that's just not how it works, okay? Because remember, in order for a post to go trending, in order for a post to go viral, you need engagement, okay? So how do you get that engagement on LinkedIn? The second tip that I have for you guys to go viral is that you need to start commenting on other people's posts. You need to start supporting other people on LinkedIn more than you post your own content on LinkedIn. And why you want to focus on doing this is because when you support other people, they will support you. One of the number one questions that I get from social media, any platform, pick a platform, Pinterest, YouTube, whatever. People are like, how do I get engagement? Like I'm sitting here, I post every single day, I post about myself, how amazing I am, and like what services I offer, and I get crickets. And I'm like, well, do you support other people? And they're like, no, I post and I leave the platform. And it's like, well, if you post and you leave the platform, why would you expect other people to engage with you if you don't engage with other people? Right? So always make sure that when you're starting out on a new social media platform, or even now, maybe you've been on one for 2 to 3 years and you're not seeing the engagement that you want from a social media platform, it's more than likely because you're not, engaging with other people on social media. And when I say engaging with other people's content, I'm talking about value-based content, okay? Value-based commenting. I am not talking about like someone like randomly in a Facebook group can be like, what's your favorite color? And you say blue. No one's gonna know who you are, what value you can bring, and what you do for your online business, okay? But if somebody asks a question, more specifically, I'll do an example for myself, like, hey, like, what should I focus on when I'm starting out on Pinterest for my business? And I can say you can focus on knowing what your niche is and learning Pinterest SEO since Pinterest is a search engine, okay? So my value-based comment helps them for free, but it's not just helping them, it's helping everybody else that sees my answer. Okay, I talk about all of this in the LinkedIn Marketing for Beginners book, or I keep saying book. It's not a book. It's a YouTube training. I talk all about that in my training that I'll link it up again here. But just know that in order for something to go viral, in order for something to go trending on a social media network, you have to be posting valuable content consistently, but also engaging and helping others on the social media network, because this is another problem. If you're not helping other people out, they're not going to help you out, okay? But if you're also not posting content, you're never going to go viral, okay? Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense. So let's get to the juicy part. Let's just say you watched my video, my book, okay? You watched my video, you did all the things correctly, you're on this roll, like you're pushing the snowball up the mountain and it's about to avalanche down. Good for you, okay? So now this is what you need to focus on. You need to focus on hashtags and calls to action, okay? So let's talk about LinkedIn hashtags for a second, because I know a lot of people are in a gray area about this, especially with Instagram as well. So a lot of things that I can say you can also relate to Instagram. So why are hashtags important on LinkedIn in order to go viral or in order to get your post trending? Because that's where the post goes trending, okay? That's how people can see your posts, especially people that aren't following you, but are also following the hashtag. Now, what's really important that you need to keep in mind right here is that you need to look at the hashtag before you use it. Okay, right now the chitter chatter on LinkedIn is like, oh, you can only use like 10 hashtags. You can only use 3 hashtags. You can only use blah, blah, insert number here. And it's like, use hashtags that are relevant to your posts. Stop always worrying about the number of hashtags, but worry about, does this hashtag make sense within this post? Now, what a lot of people don't do is that they don't do hashtag research. So what they'll do is that they'll, use a hashtag. Let's just say that they use, Mommy Motivational Monday, okay? And then you go and you click on that post on LinkedIn and there's 0 posts in that hashtag on LinkedIn, okay? Like you are quite literally the first person that has ever used that hashtag. Now, what is the problem with that? No one's following that hashtag. No one's used that hashtag. It's literally like a dead, dull, like, what's that called when you like go down a road, like, and there's no, like there's nothing there and you got to turn around and go back. That's what that hashtag is. It's you quite literally use a hashtag that doesn't go anywhere for you. Like you might as well just not have used that hashtag in general. And I also see this a lot on Instagram. People make up their own hashtags, which is okay to have one branded hashtag. Like I always use hashtag Kylie Francis because that populates my posts in my own hashtag search. But just make sure that before you use a hashtag on LinkedIn, that people are actually following the hashtag. Okay, so this is what's different about LinkedIn and Instagram. On Instagram, you can see the number of posts people have used with that hashtag. Okay, on LinkedIn, you can see how many people follow that hashtag. Now, this is very important depending upon the number of followers that you have on LinkedIn. Because if you only have, let's just hypothetically say you're just getting started, you have 200 followers, 500 followers, you get my drift. Like you're in the baby beginning steps, okay? Which is fine. You can still trend on LinkedIn. Focus on hashtags. Focus on hashtags that have under 3,000 followers within that hashtag. Why? Because if you go into LinkedIn, let's just say you have 200 followers, 200 connections, you're just getting started, which is cool, okay? You're just getting started, and let's just say you use hashtags like digital marketing, social media, content, and they have 15 million followers. Your post is going to sink to the bottom of the hashtag search because you're competing with people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Oprah. You get my drift, okay? It's the same like Instagram. You can't like dive into the ones that are immensely populated because when you do that, your post sinks to the bottom. So it's just as null as if you use like Mommy Motivational Monday, okay? So keep that in mind and do keyword research. It takes 2 seconds. So you're like, Kylie, how do I do keyword research? All you have to do is log onto the LinkedIn app. Think about it. Be like, okay, my post pertains to content marketing. I'm going to go and see how many people follow content marketing. Now, am I saying you can never use like the 15 million followers hashtags? No, that's not what I'm saying. You can still use it, but just know you're going to get, there's a higher likely of a chance that your post is going to be trending if you focus on hashtags that have around 3,000 followers than if you were to focus on ones with 15 million. You can use both, just know your expectations, okay? So, and I highly recommend that you use both if it's relevant to that post. So that goes back to what I was saying before. People are like, oh, I read this freebie and it said to use 3 hashtags. It's like, no, just use the hashtag that's relevant to the post, okay? So for example, if I'm posting about social media, I'm not gonna use hashtag cars, okay? Even though cars might have, I'm making this up, I never even looked at this hashtag before. Let's just say it has like 8 million followers. I'm not gonna like go in that hashtag because it's not relevant. Remember, you're gonna get farther on LinkedIn if you stick with one niche and you stay relevant. This isn't Facebook, okay? This isn't Instagram. This is LinkedIn for business, your business, which is typically one niche, okay? Social media, I don't know, like life coaching, whatever. Insert niche here, okay? That's what you need to talk about. And the problem is that if you kind of go in there and do this like hashtag flooding, which I see people do all the time on Instagram, where it's like, love, woman crush Wednesday, like dog, cat, animal, and all these hashtags have like, on Instagram, they probably have like billions of posts per hashtag. You're never gonna stand out. So that's something you need to keep in mind, especially as a beginner. When you start using hashtags on LinkedIn, it's so super important that you do that hashtag research before you use the hashtag, because guess what? You could be using hashtags that are relevant to your posts, but no one follows. This happened to me before too. I was using relevant hashtags, but I wasn't wording it the way people were already wording it on LinkedIn. Today was a prime example. I did a motivational Monday post, and I think the way that I worded the hashtag was Motivation Monday, which had about 200 followers per post, but Monday Motivation had 9 million people following it. So all I had to do was flip-flop the words, and then I'm targeted to 9 million instead of 200 people. Now I have 3,300, probably more followers on LinkedIn. So I know my post is going to get enough engagement to go trending or potentially go trending in that hashtag. Because another tip that I'm going to give you guys, okay, so I talked about hashtags. I want to talk about call to action, but then I also want to talk about replying to people's comments on your post. So let me talk about replying to people's comments on your posts, because like I had said earlier, in order to go trending, in order to go viral on LinkedIn, you need people commenting on your posts. That's the whole point of going viral, right? It really doesn't have to do as much with your content, even though the content fires off the engagement, which is why it's so important to have a call to action. The engagement matters to fire that post, to get it bumped up on the trending section on LinkedIn, okay? So if you post, this goes for any social media platform too, if you post on LinkedIn and you are not replying to every single person's comment on your post, you don't deserve to go viral, you don't deserve to get followers, and you don't deserve to go trending on LinkedIn. Because it has nothing to do with the vanity metrics, but it has everything to do with supporting the people that support you, okay? Because I see this all too often where people come to me and they're like, Kylie, I'm not getting engagement. I'm not getting more followers on insert social media platform here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, what you're doing wrong is that you're posting, you're leaving the platform, and you're praying. You're like, oh my God, I logged off immediately, and I'm praying that when I check back 30 minutes later, I'm gonna have 8 million likes, 20 million new followers, and I'm gonna be like, Oprah Winfrey. And that doesn't happen. Okay, if you haven't noticed that by now, that trend doesn't work. And the reason for that being is because people want to talk to you. And when I say people, I'm talking about ideal clients here, okay? More specifically on LinkedIn, because you're posting for business. So if you go on LinkedIn and you make a valuable post, but you kind of just say peace out and leave and not come back till the next day, you have 10 people commenting. They're like, I love this post, Kylie. This is such an amazing, awesome post. Thank you for sharing. You guys get my drift. And you don't tell those people thank you. What makes you think that they're going to keep doing that? Okay. They'll do that for mega celebrities, right? They'll do that for the Tony Robbins. They'll do that for Oprah. But for us, people that are just starting to grow our LinkedIn profile, we need to make sure that we're building a community and we're not building vanity metrics. Okay. We're building a following, not followers. I talk about this all the time in my posts, okay? It's so super important that we show up for them, but also provide that continued support through the comments. So when you start commenting back and you're adding those calls to action, be like, what was your favorite part about this post? I'm so happy. And you don't always have to add a follow-up question, but if the follow-up comment needs a question, don't be afraid to ask it, okay? So going back to engagement, in order to get a post to go trending on LinkedIn, you have to get likes, comments, and shares, okay? So if you're getting comments, which I believe is the best part about LinkedIn, and it's the best way to grow a community because your people are vulnerable enough to talk to you, you wanna comment back. Because it's if you're just kind of doing the social media checklist where it's okay, posted on LinkedIn, did that for the day. I'm not coming back till tomorrow because Kylie says post consistently, but it's no, that's 20% of the equation is posting. The other 80% is showing up for your people and providing that support for them, okay? Or if they comment on your stuff, be like, hey, thank you so much for your support, right? You need to show them that you care and that you're a person behind the screen. Because you're never gonna grow your following, you're never gonna, go viral if you're not there to support your audience, especially in the beginning, okay? I'm a big believer, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, you should be supporting everyone at all times. Like, and it doesn't have to be like this exhausting thing where you need to log back in every 30 minutes. You can do it like once or twice a day, but just make sure that you're showing the support back to the people that follow you and to the people that comment on your channel through commenting back on their posts, but also showing the support on their posts as well. Because it's a mutual, so it's a social network. Like, we're networking with people. It's not all about us. It's actually about them. Okay. So you show that support by replying to every single comment and also commenting on their posts. Now, when you reply to their comments, you're going to increase the engagement on your post. So it's a win-win situation. You're helping them out and it's helping your engagement. So what does that trigger with LinkedIn, right? You're gonna start being boosted up that hashtag search, okay? So another thing that you need to do that I literally just thought off the top of my head is that you need to like comments on LinkedIn, your own comments and the comments of people that are posting on your posts. Because right now, the LinkedIn algorithm is kind of like it's like Instagram back in 2012, where Instagram, like everyone was having like a free for all. You could post like, you could have 600 followers and 500 people would like your post because everybody saw it. Okay. That's kind of like how LinkedIn is situated right now. So the fun thing about LinkedIn is that when you like your own posts and your comments and other people's comments, those are triggers to the algorithm where it's like, okay, this post is seeing a lot of engagement. Like, it almost doesn't even notice that it's like you're liking your own content, okay? So that boosts your posts up in this hashtag search, which is how you go trending in the first place, okay? So make sure that when you're on your LinkedIn, you're not just like, okay, I posted valuable content, I'm leaving the platform. It's like, okay, I posted valuable content. That's only 20% of what I need to do. I need to see if people have questions about the content that I posted. And then if they do, I need to reply to them, but I also can help myself out by liking their comments and also liking my own. Okay. Does this make sense? So another topic that I want, and I see you guys are like blowing up the comments. I'm going to get to them at the end. So if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments. I'm going to get to that at the end just so I don't go squirrel brain on you guys. I already started doing that, so I apologize. There's just always so much more that I like remember after I like write the topic down, and then I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things that I forgot about. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, now let's talk about the content. What can make your content go trending, go viral on LinkedIn? I'm gonna talk about 2 tips specifically just to like kind of like do surface level. If you guys want me to create another video deep diving on content, let me know in the comments, but this is just surface level. And if you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook, I see Mark's on, he's pro LinkedIn. If you guys have any additional tips, always let other people know in the comments. That's why I come on here. This is like a collective. Like, I talk about the topic. This is a conversation. This is why I love going on live streams. It's not like I'm saying it, you guys have to stay quiet. Let me know in the comments whether you're watching YouTube, replay, or live, okay? So let's talk about the content. In order to get people to engage with your content, this goes for any social media platform, but we're talking about LinkedIn, you have to create engaging content. Okay, I did a video on the 4 types of content. I'm gonna leave that video link up here if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll leave that link below in the comments if you're watching on Facebook. You have to apply the 4 types of content: education, connection, inspiration, sales content. Now, I'm not gonna deep dive into that because I already did a whole another 50-minute video on that. So if you guys are interested in that video, you guys can go and watch that. But essentially, the 4 types of content allows your content to be well-rounded, because I know a lot of people also are like, well, all I'm doing is like, how can I create content where it's not like sell, 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 sell? Or how can I create content that's not just like teaching, teaching, teaching. I should not have said it that fast. I don't even know what that sounded like. So yeah, I just embarrassed myself. Anyways, the 4 types of content, when you start implementing the 4 types of content, at the end of your content, you have to tell people what to do with a call to action, a CTA. What is a CTA? Call to action. You can be like, what was your favorite tip in this video? I can ask you guys that at the end of this video, okay? What are your questions that you have for me about LinkedIn marketing? drop me an emoji below if you're loving this video right now, okay? I'm telling you, I'm actively asking or telling you what to do after you just ingested my content, okay? And you do that for 2 reasons. One, you can increase your engagement, okay, which is the selfish reason, but it also is true. The second reason why you do it is because the point of posting on social media is to help other people, okay? So it would actually be selfish of me as well to just post content and be like, this is it, you either get it or not, peace out, I'm not answering your questions. Like that's literally what you're saying when you don't invite people to ask you additional questions, okay? You might not mean it, but that's how it actually comes across, okay? So you actually want to refrain from not asking a question, because if you kind of just show up on social media and you're like, 1, 2, 3, do this, okay, bye. Like, people are like not gonna feel vulnerable enough to ever open up to you, okay? So when you post your valuable content on LinkedIn, make sure you invite them to engage with your content, okay? And you do that by asking a question because you genuinely want to help other people. But what's the flip side of that? When you help other people, you get engagement. Do you guys see this trend that's happening right now? Like, when you comment on other people's posts, they're gonna comment back. It's like, it's not like the law of attraction, but it's like the boomerang. Like, whatever you give, you receive, okay? But if you're just like, okay, I'm taking, they're not gonna give you anything, okay? It has to be like a mutual help, sway back and forth type thingy, okay? So, okay, what was I talking? Okay, call to action. So when you have those calls to action, that's going to increase your engagement organically because you're inviting your ideal clients, your audience, your followers, whatever, to ask more questions or to just simply comment that they love the video, love the post. You guys get my drift, okay? So when you kind of combine all of these things, when you combine the value-based content, which the 4 types of content, I linked all those in the beginning of this video, the value-based content with the 4 types of content, you're actively engaging on the platform through thoughtfully commenting, not just liking, commenting value on other people's posts, plus commenting back on people on your own posts, plus liking your own content and their comments on your post. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Post, plus liking your own comments, your engagement is going to increase. So these are all variables that go into a trending post on LinkedIn. Now, notice how I said variables. There's a lot of variables that go into play with this, okay? Which is why you want to post daily because of the variables, okay? You increase your chances of trending when you give yourself more opportunities to trend, okay? So if you were to only post once a week and it didn't trend, you had 1 chance. But if you posted every day for a week, you had 7 chances, okay? So I think the most important thing that you need to take note of right now is that when you're creating content for LinkedIn, it also has to stand out and it also has to be polarizing. But like I said, I talk about that in the 4 types of content. I don't really want to, this is already like way longer than I thought it was going to be. I talk all about that in the 4 types of content, but you need to have your content stand out, and it doesn't have to be this, like, you only get 1,300 characters on LinkedIn, which, trust me, I'm like writing and I'm like halfway through and it's like, you reached your character limit. And I'm like, I can't say the word because YouTube doesn't like cursing anymore, but you guys know what I was gonna say. But anyways, you get 1,300 characters, right? So that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's like, okay, it's a good thing because you have to like really be specific with the point you want to say, but then it's also bad because you have to like get in that, like, you know, you have to get used to getting right to the point, but being succinct with your wording. And this includes hashtags as well. So what's my tip on hashtags? I say use relevant hashtags for the posts. Do the hashtag research before you use the hashtag. Remember the example that I used earlier. This morning I was going to use Motivation Monday, and it had like, I don't know, let's just say it had like 100 followers for the hashtag. But if I use Monday motivation, it had 8 million. Okay. That's why it's important to do hashtag research, because just because that's what your brain thinks doesn't mean that's how everybody else thinks. Same two words, just flip-flopped. So make sure you do that hashtag research before you use the hashtags. So if I had to give a ballpark of a number to use for hashtags, I would say use like 5 to 10. But like, I don't want you to think that that's like black or white either. Like, I don't think there's like an exact answer now. Like, obviously you don't want to use like 50 and like flood the post, because that's just going to make you look spammy. So just use hashtags that are relevant to the post. And what's so super important though, that you need to keep in mind is when you're just starting out on LinkedIn, if you just have like a small number of followers, you can't, like you can, but you can't, okay? You can't just use all of the hashtags like digital marketing, content marketing, blah, 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 where they have 18 million followers, because you're competing with the likes of people that already have 2 million, 3 million followers on LinkedIn, okay? Focus on hashtags that have about 1,000 to maybe 100,000 followers per post, because it isn't until you get that engagement through building up your profile that you're going to see your posts to start trending on LinkedIn, okay? So you're gonna have a better chance to trend if the engagement's there, plus you're using a hashtag that matches the engagement that you're getting. Okay, I'll break it down one more step for you. Let's just hypothetically say your next post got like 15 likes and 15 comments. You're more than likely to trend on a hashtag with 3,000 followers than you are with 15 million followers, because the ones with 15 million followers, those posts are getting like thousands of likes and thousands of comments, because like I said, that's like Tony Robbins territory, okay? Oprah territory. That's where they're at. You can still use those hashtags, but I'm just saying, know your expectations that come with it, okay? And then when you start growing your profile, you can start adding in more of those top hashtag populated followers, like where they have more followers to them. You can start adding that in once your following starts growing, because then you're going to notice that you're going to actually start trending in those super populated hashtags only with like 3,000 followers. Like I've trended for business before, social media, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and those have millions of followers. I only have 3,000 some followers on LinkedIn. So I don't want you guys to think that it's like, oh, I can never use that until I get to like, I don't know, 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, because that's not true, okay? You just kind of need to like get over that hump of like 1,000 followers, and then you can start testing. That's another important thing to note too, is everything should be split tested. Like, yes, take my advice, take someone else's advice, whatever, but like try it, you know? Like it's not, this whole social media thing is not black or white. A lot of like what I teach from is always obviously split tested, because I'm active on LinkedIn, and this is literally from my experience, okay? Which is why I always say, if you guys have tips as well and you're watching, let me know in the comments. I'm not saying, like I said, this is not black or white. This is just from my own experience. And I'm pretty new to LinkedIn too. I think I've been using it like actively, like posting every single day for like 6 to 9 months. So it's not like I've been on LinkedIn for like, I think I've had an account for a while, but like actively posting has been pretty recently, like in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, let me go see. You guys commented a lot. I'm so happy that all of you guys are watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I know this was kind of a lot of information, but I wanted to make sure that I said important things, because if it's kind of like one of those things where you leave something out and then you think about it later and you're like, wait, I wish I said that. So, hey Nina, how are you? Hey Isabella. Okay. All right. So Nina said, is it better to make posts or articles? Both. Because the LinkedIn articles you can share around, but you can also do this with the posts as well. You can share them around the internet, and with SEO, you can like backlink them to your blog or to your website. So do both. Okay. Mark said both too. Mark's also like LinkedIn, pro as well. Okay. Okay, so Nina said, how many connections do you have? I have 700 connections and not so many of them post so that I engage with them. Okay, so connections, I know I have 3,300 followers. I'm not really sure about my connections. I want to say it's about half. But the thing is that, and this is actually another amazing statistic. I wish I wrote this down before I started this live stream, but actually someone commented on one of my LinkedIn posts, the statistics of LinkedIn. And like out of all of the people that are on LinkedIn, only 1% are creating content. That's nuts. Okay. Do you guys realize that opportunity? Like out of all the people that are going on there to consume content, 1% of the people are creating the content that the rest of the people are consuming. That's nuts. Okay. That's why the LinkedIn opportunity, we need to hop on like right now. If not yesterday, like today. Okay. And like I said, I already did the LinkedIn marketing for beginners video. It was 40 minutes long. It's a great place to start if you want to start being serious about LinkedIn. And I already linked that in this video earlier. So another thing too, and I talk about this in the LinkedIn marketing for beginners video, when she says that not many people post, so she can't engage with her followers. Okay. So it's literally the statistic that I just said. All these people are on LinkedIn, 1% post. So what do you do? Like I said, I talk about this tip that I'm going to say right now in that LinkedIn marketing for beginners video in more detail, but essentially what you do is that you want to start following influencers in your niche and be the first to comment in the first 30 minutes of them posting. Because if you're seen as an expert in that niche, other people are going to see your comment. I was going to say content. Comment. They're going to see your comments. They're going to like it. They're going to reply. They're going to follow you. You can follow them back. And it's one of those things where it's like, you don't have the difference between like followers and connections on LinkedIn. I can make this another video as well. Followers are people that follow you, but they don't have to like connect, like you don't have to be friends with them. It's kind of like Facebook personal page. Like you can have friends, but like people can also follow you. So it's like they follow you, but you don't have to like be connected with them. Okay. So make sure you definitely have that follower button on. I know that's like a whole nother like topic where people are like, don't turn your follower button on until you have 3,000 connections. And I'm like, no, like people, I don't know. A lot of pros say that. I'm not even going to talk about that topic because I think that's quite frankly irrelevant. Like as long as people can find a way to follow you, that's good enough. But if you find that your people that you're connected with on LinkedIn are not even creating content, so you don't even know how to connect with them, start following. You can also follow hashtags. So for example, I would follow social media marketing. I would follow social media. I would follow, Instagram marketing, all social media type stuff, right? And follow influencers, Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Oprah, people within the same realm of what you do, okay? Why would you follow those influencers? Because the people that follow them are just like you, okay? They just don't know that you exist, which is why you want to follow those influencers. So that would be my tip, is to start following influencers in your niche as well as hashtags. Shanti said, this is so helpful. Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm so happy that it is. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? And okay. All right. Mark's like, I like and comment on my own. He said close. Comments all the time. I'm going to think that you might have said comments, but I get what you're saying. Okay. Michael says, best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time is today. Exactly right. Nina said, thank you. Very helpful, Kylie Francis. You are so welcome, Nina. I'm so happy that this was so helpful. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I kind of like already mini wrapped it up like a lot of times. So I'll just do a quick wrap up for you guys watching live or replay or YouTube. If you guys have any last minute questions, comments, concerns, I answer all of your guys' questions, whether I'm live or on the replay. So always let me know in the comments what you're thinking. If you just want to say hi, if you like this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and let me know in the comments. So like I said, to go viral on LinkedIn, you gotta set up that profile first, which is why I nailed down like 80 times to go watch my previous video on LinkedIn marketing for beginners. Because if you kind of just like rush in and you're just kind of like, I wanna go viral, I want the vanity metrics, I want this and I want that, you're not gonna see. The whole point of going viral is to get attention to your profile, which is to get attention to your business. So if you don't have all of those building blocks set up, it's gonna be pointless, right? And you're not gonna go viral anyways because nobody's following you because you're not creating content, okay? So if you focus on creating valuable content consistently that people want to follow, that's another thing people miss. Everybody wants all the followers, but they don't wanna create the content. And it's like, well, people have to have something to follow, right? Like you gotta like give and take. It's the give and take thing that I said earlier, okay? So make sure you're creating that valuable content consistently. You're adding in those hashtags, which I talked about earlier. I'm not gonna dive into that, with the calls to action, asking for engagement. What did you love about this tip? What was your favorite tip? You know, how can I help you? Any question, tell them what to do, drop an emoji, give me a like if you love this video. You're telling them to engage with your content because you're there to help them, okay? That's the whole point. But in return, you get engagement, right? So in order to go trending and in order to go viral, you have to get that engagement. And you can increase your engagement by liking your own content, liking your own comments, liking people that comment on your post comments, commenting back on their posts by showing support. So they're always supported by you. And that can be as simple as, I'm so thankful that you love this post. And if they add valuable tips, thank you for adding valuable tips to my post so other people can read those valuable tips as well. You're encouraging them to continue to engage with your content because 1, you want to be there for them. 2, they're helping out your own posts. 3, other people are like, it's all like a win-win situation, okay? I know it sounds confusing, but if you just like think about it, you're just, at the end of the day, like you're supporting them first, then they support you. It's not the other way around. You're not waiting for people to come to you, okay? You go out to them. Go find them. Go support their content. They see you, they come to your profile, they like you, they follow you, they engage, you get engagement on your posts, you use the right hashtags, you start trending, then you go viral on LinkedIn. That was like the 10-second roundup that probably like all you guys wished for like in the beginning of this video, but it wouldn't have made sense if I didn't go through every single detail. So, yeah, that's all I have to say for today. So that was like ways to go viral on LinkedIn, especially if you're a beginner, just kind of like the expectations and like what you need to start doing more if you're looking to start growing your LinkedIn profile in 2020, because you should, okay? So if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, am I late to the train? No, like the train is just arriving at the station, okay? You're not too late. Start now. And if you guys ever have any questions about this, always let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to elaborate more on a specific point that I talked about, also let me know in the comments because I can use that as a live stream idea. And all of the questions are remained anonymous for my live stream. So I'll go on live and I like don't call people out. I'm not like, I just go live on the topic. So always let me know your questions in the comments, whether you're watching now, replay, or YouTube. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. I have no idea how long I've been on this live stream, but I'm fumbling with my words. My cheeks are like red because I'm all like, let's do this thing. So I know I've been on way long enough. So if you guys love this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you love this video and also give me a thumbs up. And like I already said, if you guys have any questions at all related to social media marketing, not just LinkedIn, but Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, podcasting, whatever, let me know in the comments because your question could quite literally and anonymously be the topic of my next live stream. So I hope you guys have an amazing week and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Bye guys.